Good morning. So it is day 3, and I'm not counting the day that that I rode down to start the BDR, my modified BDR, and I am in Grants, and I'm jumping back on the BDR, and I'm headed south towards Pine Hill. We're on Zuni Canyon Road at the start of this section. It's kind of a pretty little windy road through this little canyon. So Zuni Canyon Road just turned into a gravel road, and there's a sign that said entering Cibola National Forest. A little bit of washboard. Property boundary National Forest. This could be muddy, couldn't it? Ooh, that would be a mess. So it says 447. So there's a dusting of sand on the surface, but it's mostly hard pack. And I'm on the right trail, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I'm glad it's dry. Wouldn't be riding this if it was wet. Into the trees. A couple guys ahead. Hikers. Good morning. Just getting into the rocky stuff. Stuff is slippery. The pine needles on this soft stuff here, I don't know if you could see me sliding there. We're getting back to our trail, but this was some slippery stuff. Just went through some real rocky sections. Little gray squirrel, got big ears. Through some real rocky sections and a little bit of a hill climb that was rocky. What I've discovered is these pine needles, even, whoa, do you see that? Even though we're on the hard pack, these pine needles and these tires don't get along. The tires don't grip. They just kind of slide. I think the pine needles must be rolling on that dusty surface, and the tires just roll right along with them. What do we have here? We got a lot of bump and dump. Bumpy bump. It's a tight little trail here. It'd be more fun without the pine needles. So it'd be fun on a little dirt bike. It's fun on this, but I'm just moving a little more slowly and taking my time here. I don't really want to pick this thing up. I'm not interested in drops. So we came out of the Pine Hill there. Actually, that wasn't the town Pine Hill, but that hill with all the pines. And it's opened up into this dusty 2-track. It's not too deep. The dust and sand so far, so we'll see. We've got the sun to our back, so it's a little hard to read some of this. Okay, which way am I going? This is a left turn. Come on, bag, get back. And what are we gonna have here? More of the dusty stuff. Slippery. Yeah, I think at some point I'd like to come back and maybe do this again with real tires. These tires have actually been pretty confidence inspiring on most of the surfaces, but on this stuff they just slide. And my goal is to keep the rubber side down in the dirt. I stay on top, rubber stays down. Those are the rules. So we just turned left out of that twisty, rutted, wooded area onto this little gravel road. I couldn't tell if that was another vehicle or just the wind blowing up all this stuff. Dusty. Got a little traction on the rear wheel up this hill. So we are coming out of the gravel, and was still Zuni Canyon Road, and now we're turning right on ice caves. A little bit of pavement. As I ride this section of highway, it just struck me how much more variety and how many more interesting things you see in the landscape when you get off these, even these secondary highways. It's one thing to drive through New Mexico on I-40 or I-25 and you really don't see much at all. You get back on these little highways and it's really pretty, but when you get back on those little dirt roads, man, it's just fun to explore. It's pretty awesome. And just the variety that we've seen today in terms of landscape, and it's 10 o'clock right now. I didn't even look and see what time we left this morning. Let's say it's been an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. We've been through a lot. We went through the little canyon, and then the sort of open meadows and the forest, and then sort of the tight forest with all of the pine, and it's been good. It's been an interesting route today. A lot of variety. Mesa Ridge Road, already sandy. Not deep sand though, so we'll see how it looks, how it goes. And I am on the right track. Hey, I'm getting better at this. Look how pretty this is. We've got some fenced areas. Sat down to start the camera and came in there a little hot. We've got some fenced areas along here, but there are a couple of signs that say that this is open range, so the cattle could be wandering anywhere. Look at how the landscape has changed. It's pretty amazing. Drifting a little here. These the tires are actually working better than I am being confident about them. Still on that same road. It's starting to get a little sandy through here. Oh, we're dancing. I think the tires are doing better than I am. I'm so nervous about them. Anytime I get the normal, the front end oscillations that you get on the loose stuff, I'm nervous that it's more than normal and I'm just going to lose the front end. The wind is really picked up. So this guy, Corey, just stopped. I had stopped to look at the map, and I need to, I think, swap out a memory card or something. The GoPro shut off for some reason. So I stopped. My camera keeps shutting off. I don't know what's going on. I just came across this cattle guard, and I stopped right here. I saw a car coming over there, and I stopped right here, and I thought I'm going to let him come through, and I'm going to get a drink of water and check the camera. And so I did. Oh, look at this. One of my panniers has bounced off here. I did. And the guy stopped to talk. Really nice guy named Corey. And the first thing he said is, he said, be super careful down here. He said it's really soft. That he said he slides around in his car, and that he just bought a 4-wheel drive just in large part because of this hill. He said it's super, super, super soft. He's kind of I don't know, he was probably in his 30s, and he's been out here 3 years. This is, he said, Navajo Nation, but he bought some property out here very inexpensively. He said there's 10 acres next to him for just, I don't even know what he said, like $7,000 or something. So they're living off grid. It's him and his wife and his 2-year-old and his 3-year-old. And yeah, this is some deep sand. So it looks like this is going to be the track to run right here. There's a rock, and there's only a couple inches of sand through here. And then what happens when we get over here? All this is a little harder, firmer through here. You've got a little camber. Maybe we make it back up into this tread right here where we've got a little bit more level. But it's you can just dig down. It's pretty darn deep. So plus you've got the slope. You've got the slope this way, and you've got the off camber. So I think this high point where it's kind of hard, and then across over here. Okay, I've met my nemesis. Let's see what we can do here. Just taking another look at my line and the howling wind. We're going to come in sort of where my footprints are, right across here. There's actually quite a bit, I don't know if you catch it with the camera, quite a bit of slope down to the right. And it's even hard to see with all the dust blowing. And then it sort of flattens out and it's downhill. And then there's a little bit of off camber again down at the bottom. So this is my test. This is my tire test for the day, apparently. Hopefully the only one. Okay guys, here we go. Let's see what we get here. Where was I going here? I'm going straight through here. Maybe. Yeah. Slow and easy wins the race today. All right. Made it. I think it was a good thing to get off and walk that and pick a line, because that could have gone any number of different ways. So I've made a couple of turns and we're headed towards Pine Hill. This is just a nicely graded gravel road, and there've been, I just missed it, turned the camera on a little too late, a couple little houses sprinkled back in here. So this, I guess, is all Navajo Nation. Okay, I am in Pine Hill, Navajo Nation, and I'm watching these dogs. I just gassed up and had a drink of water and sat and looked at the map and thought about things for a minute. And I'm going to switch things up. Instead of taking the BDR down to, oh gosh, I'm trying to think what the next, it's candy store, and then on down to Reserve, and I don't remember what all the stops were. What I'm going to do is switch it up to a road trip. And I'm going to head down to Reserve and then to Silver City, and then I'm going to loop up to the Gila cliff dwellings. Just brought my tire pressure back up. The front was 26 and the rear was 35, I think. And I brought the rear up to about 40. My little pump didn't want to go to 42 today for some reason. and the front is about 32. So the stock pressure on these is 3342. So I'm a pound or two under that. But I've got the new route mapped out on Google Maps here, and we'll see how it goes. Quemado to the right, Pie Town to the left, and I guess we're going to the right. That's a great post office. That one's been there a while. New Mexico West Properties, Adobe Gifts. Historical Society Museum closed. Eat in, take out. Just came through Quemado and a lot of big ranches, and now we've just entered the Apache National Forest. Coming down, and gosh, it's pretty back here. And there is just not a soul. No cars, no people visible anywhere. But it sure is pretty. Look at this. What a view. What a beautiful spot. Rocks. Yes, these are rocks. Quite large rocks. The locals aren't waiting around. I'm driving about 75 and that guy in the truck just flew past me. Glenwood Post Office, 1 mile. We just passed a little road tucked in back there. It said Glenwood Elementary School. Gas and hot dogs, Lariat Motel. Look at this little overgrown town. Colorful Hills Treasures. Golden Girls Cafe. I don't think any of these things are now closed. As we've lost altitude, the landscape's really changing. Not seeing as many of the tall evergreens. Got more grass. And little scrubby trees. Continental Divide, elevation 6230. And we should be coming into Silver City. We're just a couple of miles out. Landscape is turned into sort of a rolling scrub. Silver City town limits, elevation 5900. I think I'm going to stay here tonight. There was there were some campgrounds up by the Gila cliff dwelling area, but I think I'm tired. I think I'm done for tonight, and there's not a whole lot of sun left, I don't think. So I'll look for a motel. Let's see if we can get out of this hole. Okay, weight back. You ready?